The movement of drug molecules and the determinants of a pharmacological effect. You will find this illustration on the perforated page at the back of Pharmacology in Clinical Practice, 3rd edition. This diagram illustrates the movement of drug molecules and the determinants of the pharmacological effect by making use of paracetamol tablet as an example. Let's consider the scenario in box 1. Consider the following scenario. A man, Mr. X, suffering from a pounding headache, decides to take 2 headache tablets to alleviate the pain. According to the label, the tablets contain 500 mg of paracetamol each, with an added preservative and are sugar-free. The recommended dosage is 1 to 2 tablets every 4 to 6 hours. While symptoms persist, and adult patients are warned not to exceed 4 grams of paracetamol in any 24-hour period. The man therefore took 1 gram of paracetamol for his headache, which subsided a while later following the tablets, a glass of water, and some rest. How did the molecules of paracetamol reach their site of action in Mr. X's body? How did the paracetamol-containing tablets alleviate Mr. X's pounding headache? What happened to the paracetamol molecules once the headache subsided? Why should patients not exceed the maximum recommended dosage of 4 grams of paracetamol in any given 24-hour period? Let's see how the molecules of paracetamol reach the site of action in Mr. X's body. Follow the diagram on color plate 1. The tablets were taken via the oral route, meaning that they were swallowed with some water. Upon entering the stomach and coming into contact with its gastric juices, the tablets entered the pharmaceutical phase. This is shown in number 1. During this phase, the active ingredient, namely paracetamol, needed to be liberated, that is, set free from its dosage form, which was the 2 tablets. This entailed the disintegration of the tablets and the subsequent dissolving or dissolution of the drug. Free drug molecules would then have been available for absorption to take place from the gastrointestinal tract. This implies that the pharmacokinetic phase, illustrated at number 2, had subsequently been reached. The drug molecules were then distributed throughout the body. Paracetamol is widely distributed and even crosses the placenta and appears in breast milk. How did the paracetamol-containing tablets alleviate Mr. X's pounding headache? Paracetamol is thought to act as an inhibitor of the COX-3 isoform of the cyclooxygenase, or COX, enzyme. This means that paracetamol is capable of alleviating mild to moderate pain. It is also effective as an antipyretic agent. However, it is not effective as an anti-inflammatory agent due to its lack of activity against the COX-2 isoenzyme. Therefore, to answer this specific question, one needs to understand paracetamol's mechanism of action and the resultant effects, which form part of its pharmacodynamic profile. This represents the pharmacodynamic phase on the diagram, which is illustrated at number 3. What happened to the paracetamol molecules once the headache subsided? Paracetamol is ultimately metabolized by the liver, which results in hepatic metabolites. These metabolites, together with a very small percentage of the unchanged drug, are excreted by the kidneys. Therefore, the termination of paracetamol's action is dependent upon both hepatic and renal clearance. Why should patients not exceed the maximum recommended dosage of 4 grams of paracetamol in any given 24-hour period? One of paracetamol's minor metabolites, commonly referred to as NAPK, is highly reactive and could become fatally toxic when it accumulates in the body. At recommended therapeutic dosage ranges, however, NAPK will be conjugated with glutathione in the liver. However, when glutathione stores become depleted during an overdose, this toxic metabolite accumulates, which could result in liver cell necrosis. We hope you've understood the movement of drug molecules and the determinants of a pharmacological effect. If you're struggling, take some time to study the color plate at the back of your book and referring back to chapters 2 and 3 to familiarize yourself with the process.